Greetings from Christian News and Interviews. You know, there was a time when women were pretty much described as sugar and spice and everything nice. Well, some women still fit that description, but arguably, Bartrisa Krishan or does not fit the description of sugar, spice, or anything nice. Check this out. Woman charged after alleged death threats against both a judge and a police officer. A local woman, this is Georgia, everybody, was arrested after allegedly threatening a local judge and law enforcement officer on social media. Bartrisa this name, Bartrisa Krishan Orr of Noonan is charged with terroristic threats and acts. She is currently being held without bond
It's me
in jail. Orr
and
also
let me
has
just
two
go
prior
ahead and cut her short 'cause
failure
I'm
to
done with her
appear warrants
slander
and
false
was indicted
accusations. Now,
in
some of these things she said were true, but some
2021
of these
on
things were
charges of
absolute
battery,
myths.
family
But let
violence,
me
and
go on
second
ahead and
degree
get her together
criminal
because
damage to
Miss
property.
Christian News and Interviews.
Um,
Let me introduce
investigators
myself
said that
formally. You see that right there? These dates and things, they're just not adding up to the timeline of the things that you discussed in your video. But that's all right, because let's hear it from the horse's mouth. It's me. You know, I've been waiting for 3 long years to address this YouTuber right here. You know, let me correct this lady, and I just want to know, because her page is called Christian News and Interviews, right? Well, let me rephrase that. I'm not gonna correct her. I'm going to get her together right now. Hello everyone, my name is Bartressa Orr, and she said, you know, women are supposed to be sugar, spice, and everything nice, but you know, my father did name me my name with a B, but as I recall, my name is not Blossom, Bubbles, nor Buttercup. My father named me Bartressa Krishan Orr, and my name came from my father's name, which is Bartholomew Orr, which my grandmother picked his name out of the Bible. And she picked the longest name out of the Bible, but see, she didn't spell it like the Bible. She spelled it Bartholomew. So when you speak on my name, Miss Ma'am, put some respect on my name. And your page is called Christian News and Interviews. Well, I never got an interview, but you ain't got to give me one because I'm about to give it to you right now, right from the horse's mouth. There are lots of things that you spoke on that were false statements for sure. With that being said, she said that I was arrested for terroristic threats and acts. That's false. It's true, but it's false. It's false because when I was arrested in Coweta County, I was being held without a bond because I was arrested for 2 felony FTAs. Therefore, that's why I didn't have a bond, Miss Mel. So let me educate you, okay? Yes, I was being held without bond, which is true, but what was false is I was never being held without bond for those terroristic acts and threats, okay? Number 1, I was never held without bond for those charges. Let me get you together with that, Miss. December 24th, 2022, I was granted a $20,000 bond, Miss Ma'am, which I went through Liberty Bonding Company from Noonan, Georgia, which is the same company that bonded me out, rebunded me out for those 2 felony FTA charges. Now, with that being said, I'm not finished with you. Now, as far as those family violence charges goes, I ain't gonna lie to you, I beat the hell out of my stepmother, Michelle Alfred Orr. I sure did, but that's not my family. My father was only just married to her, but you know, they're divorced or whatnot, but that's another story for another day. If you would like to talk about it, let's talk about it. I also have other charges. I have a couple of DUIs. I got a couple of driving on suspended license. I have a couple of violation of probations. I got a simple battery. I have a possession of narcotics. And let me correct you as well. I had 1 terroristic threat for Judge Emery Palmer, and I had one terroristic threat for Victor McPhee. And then those two, once I was indicted, turned into something totally different, which was called, what's the name of those? They charged me instead. And said, once I was indicted, I was no longer charged with 2 terroristic threats. But since you are the Christian News and interviews, you tell the world what my charges ended up being, Miss Mel.
Now you look at your YouTube channel name and read that Bible verse.